Next is the naming of the Chapin Cluster Schools. Would you like to talk a little bit more about that, Dr. Hefner?
Thank you. As mentioned at our last board meeting, we have three recommendations with regard to our what we've been calling our new middle school, and we'd like for it to have an official name. But the recommendation number one, which has already gone into effect, is that the principal of the new middle school in the Chapin cluster is Anna Miller, who is here with us tonight. And we're thrilled with her taking on that responsibility. And the two things we're asking for your approval on this evening is that we officially name the new middle school building, which is located at 11661 Broad River Road, Chapin, South Carolina, as Chapin Middle School, and it will serve students in the Chapin cluster in grades 7 and 8, and at the same time that we rename the current school building, now known as Chapin Middle, the one located at 1130 Old Lexington Highway, Chapin, South Carolina, as Chapin Intermediate, and it will serve students in the Chapin cluster in grades 5 and 6. I think it's important that we have two different names for these schools. One serves 5 and 6, one serves 7 and 8, and I can envision, hopefully this would never happen, but in the event that we had an emergency at one school, someone would say, send a fire truck to Chapin Middle, and people want to say which Chapin Middle, so that we want to have them known by a distinct name, and we believe that this is adequately, effectively reflects that. And I've also enclosed what this would make our feeder system look like. Again, just as we have a clean feeder system in Irmo and Dutch Fork, this leaves us a very clean feeder system in the Chapin cluster. So we bring this to you as our recommendation, and again, as discussed at your meeting in November.
All right. May I have a motion? Mr. Gant.
Madam Chair, I'd like to move that we approve the recommendation of the superintendent and name the new middle school building located at 11661 Broad River Road, Chapin, South Carolina, as Chapin Middle School. And secondly, we rename the current school building, now known as Chapin Middle School, located at 1130 Old Lexington Highway, Chapin, South Carolina, Chapin Intermediate School.
All right. Did Ms. Lovelace, did you want to second that? All right. Any discussion? Yes, Ms. Baumgartner.
Dr. Hefner, how has the Chapin community accepted the changes in the names? Do they like them? Are you getting good feedback? Are you getting mixed feedback?
The only feedback I've gotten is positive. I've not gotten negative feedback, and I would not, I am. I hate to put her on the spot, but Mrs. Miller is in Chapin every day and has been intricately involved with this whole process. Is my assessment there on point, or is there anything that you need to add? Any other point you'd like to make?
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. Hammond.
I was just going to say, too, as the teacher of middle school, I think developmentally it's very soothing for some parents to see intermediate and then a different middle school, because it's, as we all know, that 5th and 6th grade, especially 6th, doesn't fit middle school exactly. The 7th and especially the 8th grade is seen so much older. So I think it's a wonderful concept as a teacher perspective, right on the money. And I would think that the names even help people feel more, secure and that we, are confident that that's what that school's about.
All right. Thank you very much. Credit goes to Dr. Hefner. And, any other discussion? Okay. All in favor of the motion for naming the schools Chapin Chapin Middle and Chapin Intermediate. All in favor, please raise your hands. All opposed, that passes 7-0. Last item in our action agenda is the approval of the 2015-2016 school calendar. Mr. Bounds, did you want to make a presentation about that?
Very quickly, ma'am, we brought the calendar to you 2 meetings ago, and at the same time, we were vetting the calendar with our teachers, principals, and community members, and overall, we had nothing but positive comment. Our elementary school principals did ask, though, whether it would be possible to start the school year 1 day later, so that first week would be a 3-day week instead of a 4-day week. They said it just works out much better for the elementary school students. We went back to the drawing board and basically shifted the calendar 1 day to the right, and so we start, instead of starting on the 18th, we start on the 19th, and we just end 1 day later. And we're able to do that and meet all of our other legal and testing requirements, and so we bring the calendar to you for approval at this time.
Okay, may I have a motion, please? Ms. Lovelace.
Ms. Watson, I'd like to move the approval of the 2015-16 school calendar.
Is there a second? Mr. White? Mr. White seconds. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor of the proposed 2015-16 school calendar, please raise your hands. All opposed, that passes 7-0. That ends our action agenda. Next is our discussion agenda.